Hello healers and health seekers, it's me, Ichoda, healing with medical medium information for 3 years and 11 months now. What am I healing from? What have I healed? The short of it, my most concerning pressing symptoms and conditions were mast cell activation disorder, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome, hypothyroid, migraines, PCOS, multiple chemical sensitivity, and honestly, I have so many symptoms and conditions. I filmed 3 videos talking about what I've healed, and those videos and the links to all of the information about my whole healing journey are in the description box below. Today, I am here to make a What's Up Wednesday, Whensday, because it's been a tick since I've done a little update on my own healing journey, and that's what I do on What's Up Wednesday. So I am going to talk about what has been going on the past few weeks, why I haven't made a video in a while. Recently I started doing interviews with other people, and that was going great, and I scheduled a bunch of them, and I had to cancel a bunch of them to be rescheduled. I got a few of them shot, and you've seen those if you've watched my videos before, and if you haven't, you're welcome to go back into my channel and watch them if you'd like. The interviews were about other people's healing journeys and healing stories and what they've healed using medical medium information. I've had some scheduling issues, not with the people I scheduled to make videos, but in my own home and having the space to do it. And because we are in a temporary space, things have been very tricky for me being able to use this specific space, which is the only quiet space I have access to in the house. So it's the only place that I can film a video and not have all of the noises of the household going on in the video. And I can't do outside because outside you get traffic and wind. And I don't have the right kind of microphone to subvert that. So technical difficulties abound, but that's also why I have not made a video lately, just of my own, because scheduling and space issues. So, okay, what has gone on with me? The last video I made, I talked about how I was in the middle of the 369 Advanced Cleanse. So what I have done since then. So what I did was I did 1 round of the original 369 cleanse updated from the Cleanse to Heal book. Then I did 2 rounds of the 369 Advanced Cleanse, the full days 1 through 9. Then I did a 789, and now I'm in a round of the original updated again. Here's why. I was going to originally do 789, 789, 789. For those of you who are like, what are you even talking about? So this is a cleanses from the medical medium book, Cleanse to Heal. The original 369 he had in the liver rescue book. It's a 9-day cleanse that really helps your liver. It's to release old toxins and to clear out and to forward your healing. Now, I had done, when Liver Rescue came out, I have done several rounds of the original Liver Rescue 369. So now I was really excited to do the updated and go into these cleanses. And I was going to do several rounds of the advanced and then do 789, 789, because that's like a special weight loss way to do it. And I was having great results as far as just feeling those toxins go, seeing inflammation go down, weight loss, all the stuff. I was having good results, so I wanted to keep going and keep that momentum going. And I made a mistake. So I've made a couple of mistakes on the cleanse, and that's not a big deal. Doing the different cleanses, I ran out of certain food items or something like that. That's no big deal. Or I wasn't able to get the teas in a couple nights or stuff like that. What I did when I did the 789 is on day 9, that's the juice day. That's the day of juicing. And so you're supposed to rest. He's very clear about that. He was very clear about that in Liver Rescue. He was very clear about that in Cleanse to Heal. On day 9, you rest and drink juices all day, and that's the day that like stuff is being really flushed out. So you've prepared your liver, and you've started loosening all those toxins, and day 9 you're flushing them out of your system. So you rest because you're just juicing all day. You're not really having a lot of calories go in, and you're supposed to rest to just allow your body to release those toxins. Well, the 9 of 789 was on a weekend, and on that weekend day, I had just gotten in. I wanted to plant some flowers in my mother-in-law's space out here. She's got some irises, and it's a really muddy patch, and so I had researched like what kind of plants can thrive in this mud. So I had done some research on what would thrive there. I had just gotten, my husband had just gone and picked up, like I found on Facebook Marketplace, some tiger lilies, because those go well there, and he had gone to the nursery and gotten coneflower and black-eyed Susans, which also can thrive in kind of any soil. Coneflower, also known as echinacea, so it's medicinal and a pollinator attractor. So he had gotten all these things, and I was so keen, and it was such a gorgeous day, and I just wanted to get them in the ground. So I did that in the morning. I got everything in the ground, and it's been hot and humid here because that's the kind of climate we're in. It's a hot, humid summer, and I was really excited because I just wanted to get it done, and so I was like, it's okay, and I did it in the morning, and I just tanked myself. Like, it was not okay. I overexerted. I did too much. I shouldn't have done it. And then for the rest of the day, I was just hungry rather than just being able to rest and juice. Now, in the past, when I've done the advanced and the other original any 369 cleanse, day 9 has been by far my favorite day. I love the day of juicing. It's so many delicious juices. It's like blended watermelon, blended papaya, orange juice, cucumber apple juice, celery juice, and I love all of those juices, right? And then at night you have tea. It's never been a problem for me before. I've always loved day 9. But this day 9, because of what I did in the morning, I messed myself up. So let the lesson to all of you be, if day 9 says rest, you rest, okay? Because it's for a reason. Because when I exerted myself the way I did, I wasn't able to just rest and cleanse. I mean, I did rest after that because I was tired, but because I exerted myself so much, it's like I used up too much of the glucose, and then I just wasn't, I all day long was hungry, like so hungry, and I'm never hungry on day 9. I'm always like just really happy to have the juices, but I was so hungry. And then at night when I tried to go to sleep, I'm laying in bed, I cannot fall asleep for the life of me. Now, one of the many beautiful things is that insomnia is a thing of the past for me. I used to suffer from horrible insomnia, and I would wake up throughout the night just unable to get back to sleep, and it would just be a mess. Or one of my insomnia symptoms is that I would fall asleep, but I'd wake up an hour later wide awake. And that was brutal. It was all the ways my sleep were interrupted were horrible. But it has been a long time since that's been the case. I don't get insomnia anymore, ever. So I'm laying there and I can't fall asleep, and I can't fall asleep, and I can't fall asleep, because all I can think, first of all, I'm cold, I'm shivering cold, and all I can think about are the potatoes. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to do this. And I just got up and I steamed a pot of potatoes, and I ate 3 potatoes, and then I was able to go to sleep. And I was like, well, I can't keep doing the 789 because I broke it with steamed potatoes. And I didn't want to break my cleanse momentum in general. Now, when I say I broke it, I just mean I can't repeat it. I would need to go back to day 1 or something like that. But I thought, you know what? I feel like I need to let myself have some cooked foods for a few days. I was like, well, I can still be on a cleanse, and I can still have some cooked food for a few days if I do the original 369 again, because that does have cooked foods in it. That's what I'm doing. So now today's day 4 of that. So that's what I've been doing since the last time I made a video is all of that. And Yeah, I just want my foible to be a lesson that other people can learn from. When it says rest on day 9, that means rest. Don't go exerting yourself. Don't go thinking just because you have the energy to do something that you should. Don't do it. Just rest as much as possible. Make the activity for the day making your juices. Don't do a bunch of stuff. Like maybe you can go for a light walk in the morning or something like that, but don't do a bunch of garden work that exerts you and, like digging holes. Like that's what I was doing, honestly, is digging holes in clay soil and lifting and bending and sweating in the sun. And it felt good at the time. I had the energy at the time, but then it messed me up for the rest of the day. So lesson learned. Another thing that's been happening lately for this past week and a half, I've been having my scheduling difficulties and it has been affecting me a lot. I think too because emotions come up with the cleanse and probably also just the collective energy of the world and things like that. I don't know. I just feel that I've probably been affected by several different factors. And it's just been, I've been feeling very disconnected from everything and everyone. Just feeling, I have like 2 people that I talk to, thank goodness. And I have still been talking to them, but not even very much. Like I haven't been reaching out to them as much. And my sides of the conversations have been more brief, and I've just been more introverted, and yeah, I've just been feeling sort of disconnected from everything. So it messes me up. Like when I can't do my routine the way I want to do my routine and the way that I have found that really supports me, it just affects everything. And I'm not unaware that I know that if I don't make videos more frequently, then whatever YouTube's algorithm is, like I not as many people watch my videos for whatever reason. And I don't make my videos so that people will watch them. I make them for me, but I have come to appreciate the audience that I have. Like I really sort of rely on that dynamic, and yeah, anyway, I really appreciate it, and it does bother me a little bit that even that stuff gets affected by if I can't make videos. And anyway, I'm all discombobulated is what I'm trying to say. That's the long-winded way of saying I've been kind of discombobulated. And I do notice like it feels good to go outside and get in the sun. I'm really like, I fed my plants this morning, and just being out in the sun, it's getting hot really early in the day, so I want to go out as early as possible to spend as much time outside as I can. And because my plants are out there, it's a great excuse to sort of be out in the sun and hear the birds singing and just feeling the breeze and being in nature, and that's really nice. We do have a neighbor right next door that they put chemicals all over everything, all over their lawn, and they've been out there, like they were out there this morning. I could hear them while I'm out putting like organic fertilizer, organic food on to feed the tomatoes and to feed all my herbs and stuff. And I'm putting all that stuff on there, and I can hear them over there like chemical dousing their and then here's the breeze. I'm like, oh great, okay, so their chemicals are blowing on my stuff. But it's still, you know what, even if that's the case, I think it's still incredibly healthy and good to grow as much of your own food as you can, even if it's just like a pot of tomatoes or a pot of herbs or something, or some sprouts on your kitchen counter. It doesn't even matter. It's important, and it matters that you grow something. It does make a difference, even if it's just the tiniest thing. So I'm not going to get all tied up and wound up in that. I mean, there's pesticides raining out of the sky whenever it rains, and it's been raining a ton, so it's just part of it. But the good thing is I do have the information. I've got, you know, I've got my heavy metal detox smoothie to wash all that stuff out when it does get in my body. I know how to wash produce to get anything residue off of it as much as possible. That's what Medical Medium gives us, peace of mind. And that's knowing how things work in the body and what to do about stuff you do get exposed to is part of the information, because you just can't avoid every exposure. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that neighbor to stop. I don't even know them. This isn't our house, right? I don't live here. My in-laws live here. We're here temporarily. So I can do what I can. I can put flyers in their mailbox and say, hey, please stop poisoning yourself and the planet. But people are going to do what they're going to do. Free will. We have free will, and that's important. Oh, also last time I did talk about that I suspected that I had lost weight since the last time I weighed myself, which I did look it up. I have an app on my phone that I actually do keep track of these things with. And I looked it up, and the last time I weighed myself was like a year ago. And I have lost weight. I have lost 25 pounds. I borrowed my mother-in-law's scale and I took a weight. So I had to give it back, but I borrowed it. I took a weight. I lost, and I did this like right after the last video I made. So it's been a couple weeks. I haven't weighed myself since then. But as of a couple weeks ago, 25 pounds down from a year ago, which pretty cool. I'll take it. That's pretty cool. And I did some measurements, and the measurements were similar, but there were a couple of inches lost. I find that interesting because I'm like, all my clothes are fitting looser, way looser. How is it that the measurements are the same or similar? I don't know. Numbers are weird that way. I don't understand it. Oh, my lovey. So 25 pounds, that's pretty good news. I'm happy about that. And I definitely have noticed, you know, with the cleanse, I've noticed results in that way. Things just feel like, it feels like weight is being shed, and it feels like toxins are being released. And I've had some interesting things. Okay, here's one arm. If I go like that, maybe you can see both of them. So there's my arms. Anyway, what has happened on my arms is, so I showed them to you, but they're like faded now. And they came out, you know what, I have photos. They look like this at first. And I think it's a part of detox because it just showed up there. Like, I didn't have these marks on my arms before, but they just showed up, and now they're finally fading. But they showed up, like, I think right when I first started cleansing. I think so. Either right before or right when I first started cleansing. Yeah, that was with the original updated 369. I thought that was really interesting. So those marks just showed up, and another friend of mine had the same kind of thing happen. And it was also on her arms, interestingly. And when I was telling her about it, she was like, oh, did you used to wear bracelets, those metal bracelets? I was like, oh, I did. I wear those bangle bracelets, those ones where you wear like 10 of the same kind, back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, I used to wear those metal, and they were just the cheapest bracelets you could get. So who knows what they were made of? Probably aluminum or copper. I don't know. Something super cheap, like some kind of really cheap metal. Maybe steel. I don't know. They were pretty lightweight. I'm going to go with aluminum. And I wore tons of them. I'd always had all these bangles and friendship bracelets and all this stuff. So I wonder if that could be what it's from, is like having all those bracelets, or like, I don't know, but seems like it's probably heavy metals coming out. So that's an interesting symptom. The edema I talked about before, I talked about how the edema in my foot had gone down. Well, the humidity got really high in the air, and heat plus humidity always makes the edema in my foot be worse. So my one foot still has the edema. Now here's the interesting thing. It's mostly in my ankle. The foot itself, well, it's in my ankles and feet. So both of them kind of have that edema. But my right foot, it always has it worse. And like I said, I broke my ankles before I fractured. I broke both of them. And so each of them has had problems with edema. So it came back, but it's still less than it was before because it's like not in my legs anymore so much. Like it almost at all isn't in my legs anymore, but it's still definitely in my ankle and a little bit in my feet. I'm still calling it better though. It's still better than it was. I apologize for not making videos this frequently, but it is really tricky in this space. I cannot wait till we get a house, but that has been so slowed down by all of this. What's going on in the world right now has really altered the housing market and slowed it down drastically, and also what's going on with my husband's job. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be in this space, but for the foreseeable future right now, it seems to be where we are. So we're trying to adjust accordingly, but it's not easy. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head currently. I'm grateful that we don't have to be in the RV anymore. But I am questioning our decision to move here because though I love being close to our families, we can't find a house. So I'm like, I don't want to live in my in-laws' house forever. And I don't think they want that either. Anyway. So things are a little bit rough right now, but I mean, we'll be okay. It's just a little bit tricky. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're still here, if you're still watching my videos, even though I haven't posted lately, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for continuing to watch my videos. If you like this one, you can give a thumbs up below. I just appreciate your presence, and I wish you all so many blessings on your continued healing journey. I love you, everyone. Stay curious. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.